everyone, you're watching Red Carpet News and we are bringing you something super, super special tonight. We've been at the press launch of Beautiful Thing, a great new play that really, really gets to the heart of a gay couple's relationship as they blossom into love. So we're here now at the after party, ready to chat to the whole cast of it, and a few celebs who are coming here tonight to check it out too. Stay tuned. One of the most powerful and moving plays I think I've ever seen. Why did the script speak to you so much?
It was so truthful and it's so naturalistic, and because I live literally right where it's set, so the dialect is so similar to mine and the rhythm of it is fantastic. So the play's about, it's set in Thamesmead on the council estate where there's three flats next to each other, and then you've got the three children that are in one flat each, and then the relationship between Jamie, who I play, and his mum Sandra, and how that works, and then kind of the coming of age as a 15-year-old for Jamie, the progress over a couple of weeks, how he grows up, and then the experience of love that they experience between Jamie and Steve. But it's got everything. It's comical. It's got everything. Yeah.
It's very, very funny.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah. People say that it's a comedy, which it is. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it has a a very special message to give. I think with Steve, he has the kind of domestic violence side of things with his dad and his brother. He has a very different kind of a relationship with his family than Jake does. Obviously Jake doesn't have a dad, but he's very close to his mum in many ways. I mean, Sandra and Jamie, it's incredible how similar their relationship is compared to mine and my mum's. It's such a similar relationship.
When you read the script and you thought, right, I want to audition for this, how do you feel that? How did you get the part? Why were you right for it as individual actors?
I just came along, and I think Jamie is very similar to me, kind of in that sense. He's got the same very similar personality traits, and I just literally read it and thought that I could give it an act. So yeah, come back, had a couple of auditions, and then found out I got it. So it's exciting. Yeah.
Well, I'm still technically in drama school. I'm training at the Arts Educational Schools. Hello guys to everyone that's out there, and Chris Hockin, I know you're going to want to give you a shout out. But yeah, it's I think. I auditioned, at the time I was working with Nikolai. I was working with him on a production called Kiss of the Spider Woman, which is a Kander and Ed McNally musical. Nikolai was currently searching for the role of Steve. And Jamie couldn't come in for one of the auditions one day. He'd already been given the role, and he had to kind of read in for the people that were auditioning. So Nikolai asked me to do it. So I come in and read through, and then they all kind of said, "Oh, actually, he's right for it." And then I auditioned, and now I'm here.
And there's huge chemistry between you two on stage. It is amazing. What do you think this play could do for gay rights in an ideal world?
I think it would be amazing if you could get people to the confidence to kind of come out, I suppose, and to just feel free, because that's what they do at the end of the play, and just to not be afraid of who you are.
Yeah,
that would
exactly.
be lovely.
Yeah, love is love at the end of the day. You know what I mean? The song that you come out to after the show, me and Nikolai chose it. It's called what is it called? Wait a minute. It's by Macklemore, and it's called "Same Love." And it's an amazing song, and I think that if all of you at home listen to that song, I think that spreads the message that me and Jake are trying to kind of spread ourselves. I think not just for people that are gay as well that are trying to come out. I think for people that don't understand. I think it's not necessarily that a lot of people are ignorant to it. I just think they don't understand, and they've been brought up around people that are very old school that are against it. You know what I mean?
That's what really struck me. That actually, if you don't know anyone who's gay, and if you haven't actually experienced it, this is the play that you need to see, because it just shows it in such a real way. The conversation that you have with your mum when you're coming out, I mean, how did you find acting that?
It was a tough one, but I think the writing is so fantastic by Jonathan Harvey that it's so easy to get on that emotional level as an actor, and I just completely believed in it because, as I said, it's so true and so naturalistic that it was easy to go with it. Yeah. Sorry, I was just saying, Nikolai's amazing as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. The director, Nikolai Foster, fantastic.
Definitely.
As
a company, everyone is so tight. Everyone gets on so well. It's just so reassuring for me coming out as my professional debut. And working with such a fantastic cast. Not just Jake, as much as I love him the pieces and we work so well. Zara and Saran and everybody else. Yeah. And Ollie as well. They're all so nice, and I think that's why we have such good chemistry, because we get on outside of the play as well.
Just transfers on stage. What are you going to do after this? Where are you going to go?
Don't know, really. See what happens, nothing
Don't
planned.
have a clue, no.
Maybe a holiday,
Yeah.
maybe 2. No.
Definitely have a holiday, but it will be hard to beat this.
Yeah.
This is stunning.
Hopefully we can
And
keep
I think
going.
that's why
but
we're
yeah.
making the most of it and giving the best that we can.
Huge congratulations, Jenny. Have you heard that, Stephen Fry said it's the most beautiful, stunning play about gay love?
So, yeah, that's because he didn't come today, but he's going to come see it, I think.
Yeah.
Which would be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to meeting him. He's bloody
me
amazing.
Too. Me too. He's a big fan of QI. That's all he talks about.
Oh,
so
I love facts.
he's going to be more excited than me, but I'll be very excited to meet him still.
Massive fan there.
Big fan of Stephen Fry.
Cool. Well, I'll let you go. Enjoy your night. Massive, massive congratulations.
So it was great tonight. It felt very relaxed. It felt like we did a little rehearsal in the day, and it felt like there was a real friend element to the audience tonight. And Jonathan's writing has a real musicality, so I think that we all rode the audience, and they kind of got on the ride with us, and it was great.
For everyone at home, just tell us, how does your character kind of feed into this storyline?
So it's really it's a love story about Jamie and Steve. Jamie's my son. I play Sandra Gaingel. She's very working class, visceral, vulgar, quite hard-faced, single mom, but with a huge heart. And when her son tells her that he's gay, she really takes it on the chin, and she kind of like swallows it, and she wants to know that her son's happy, and it doesn't matter whether it's with a boy, with a girl, she just wants her son to be happy, and I think that's a really beautiful element to my character. So there's lots of different facets that I've played with there.
What really attracted you to the script when you saw it? Why did you think, God, I've got to do this?
Well, Jonathan rang me, so I knew Jonathan and Harvey, the writer, and I'd seen the play about a year and a half ago at the Royal Exchange in Manchester, directed by Sarah Franklin, which was a brilliant production. And then I met Nikolai Foster, the director, knew who was going to be in the cast, and And I've been doing TV for quite a long time, so I wanted to come back to theatre, and what a great thing to be in the West End.
Absolutely, but I guess what's interesting about it, Dave, you said you've done TV, is that in a way it's so real, it's almost like a film or TV, because it could just be your son, or it could just be really, really happening there. It doesn't have that element of distance that stage often has. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's down to the writing, because it's really raw and real, and it's funny, and the straighter we play it and the more real we play it, the more the audience seem to love it. And but what's been great is the rehearsal process, because you don't often get that in TV because everything's so quick. So it's been nice to kind of talk about character and be a bit theatrical darling and all that. So it's been great. I've loved it.
What do you think the power is of a story like this? Also being in the West End, so it's going to get in those audiences. What do you hope it's going to do?
I think that a play that survives for 20 years like this has, is because it's a love story. And so I think that's the beauty of it. You're just watching two people fall in love, and I think anyone will love it. My dad's coming next week, so I can't wait to see what he thinks of it. So I think there's something for everybody because it's a love story. I think it's not a political play per se, but because in 1993 the gay age of consent was 21, so we've come far. I think it was 2000 that equality was there between homosexuality and heterosexuality, bringing it down to 16. So we have come a long way, but not far enough. So like I said, it's a love story, and that was then. This is now, and then hopefully it will be, it's a magical piece, so who knows how far we'll go with gay rights in the future. Far, I hope.
What are you going to do next? Is there anything that can top this?
I'm going to be filming something while I'm coming to the end of this in the next 3 or 4 weeks. So I'll be working on something else that hasn't been released yet, but I'm sure it will soon. And then I'm going to have a holiday, I think. So I've been working back to back for like 5 years.
Lots of people have been saying this tonight. I'm going to have a holiday. I'm going to have a holiday. Don't know what they've done to you in the rehearsal process.
Well, I came off the back of Scott and Bailey, so I was doing that for 6 months. Before that, I did Secret of Crickley Hall. Before that, I was doing Touch of Cloth. And then before that, I was doing the other Scott and Bailey, the second series. So I really do need a bit of a break.
The next thing you're doing is that TV.
Yes, yeah. And then hopefully maybe work with Nikolai again. I don't know. I love theatre, and I love that the fact that you get that reaction straight away. So yeah, who knows?
When will we next be seeing you on the box?
Tonight I was on the box on Scott and Bailey, and there's another 5 of those I think due to go out, and then Touch of Cloth. is on Sky. That's Charlie Brooker, and that'll be out 2 films later on in the year. And there's something called Stage Door Johnny's, which is for Sky Arts for the Playhouse Presents, which is also going to be on this year. So quite a lot. You'll be bored of me.
Never, never, never. Well, enjoy tonight, and massive congratulations. It's a truly beautiful play. You play quite the perhaps odd one out character in this play. Would you agree?
Yeah, he's kind of like the outside world from this kind of microcosm that is Thamesmead. He's kind of quite a middle class character. He means well, but he's sort of found himself in this situation with this woman that he sort of worships on this estate. And obviously, over the course of the play, the 2 weeks kind of that the play's set in, we said their relationship kind of crack and fragment, and he sort of realizes that he doesn't quite belong there, I think.
What's his role then in the play in terms of the close relationship and the kind of highlighting that gay relationship? Do you think he has anything to do with that? Because he's obviously the only other male.
Yeah, not some. He doesn't really have that much to do with the gay relationship. He doesn't really comment on that. I'd say he's more of an outsider figure, sort of, and he's there to, I think, remind the audience that these people are comfortable with who they are. They don't particularly need help from people kind of who want to do well and help them out and sort of see them as a kind of cause to fight for. They're happy with being who they are, and they're getting on with their lives, and I think he's there to partly to remind us of that.
When you saw the script, why did you feel so attracted to it? Why did you want to do this play?
Well, I'd worked with Nikolai, the director, before, and I'd always, since then I've always wanted to work with him again. So that's one of the reasons. Also, I mean, it's just amazing. I'd not had much contact with the play before, so obviously I did a bit of research into it and realised how much it meant to people, how important it was as a piece of theatre, and the 20th anniversary production. It's like, yeah, go on then.
What can this play do in terms of promoting gay rights or domestic violence or those sorts of issues that it grapples with?
Well, I think when it was set, laws were different. The age of consent was 21 for gay men, all that kind of thing. So, but the play doesn't explicitly go into detail about that. I think society is, possibly more tolerant now, and kind of gay rights are spoken about more freely, and we have gay marriage, and it's more in the public eye. But there is still prejudice, and it is bringing up those kind of those issues, and it'll always be relevant. I think there'll always be people who are anti-gay, who are homophobic, who are racist. That sadly, I'm sure that sort of undercurrent will always exist, and I think anything to sort of stir up the debate and bring
it's all good.
And I think one of the sort of key points that we focus on is that it is a love story, and it just so happens to be 2 guys. The play isn't particularly political in that respect, which is quite interesting. It just happens to be 2 guys, and the audience get on board, and that's one of the quite amazing things.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful.
Now, after this has finished, I know sobs, awful to think about that, but what will you be doing next? Where's your career going to take you?
I'm not sure yet. Who knows? I mean, we've got another 9 weeks of this, so we'll see. I mean, I'm sure there'll be casting for stuff for the autumn seasons. We'll watch this space.
I actually had tears in my eyes. It was really heartwarming, very funny, amazing acting, and I didn't really know what to expect because I hadn't seen the film. I knew what the subject matter was about, but I was really impressed. It was amazing.
Does it remind you of your own experiences of falling in love?
I think definitely it had that universal appeal, like falling in love, no matter whether it's a man or a woman, you're going to feel the same emotions, and from my experience, I think all feelings are the same. And I did a program called Sugar Rush, which I was playing a girl coming out and coming to terms with sexuality, so it kind of made me think about that as well. It was like
As an actress, how did you cope with that? How did you kind of portray all that?
I kind of just read the script, and instead of thinking, oh my goodness, she's gay, you've got to act differently, I thought, no, if you're in love, you're in love. You just act on your feelings, and it's no different, really. So I think this is what this play showed. It's no different. It's just the stigma that's attached to it. And
I guess it's where we are now with gay rights, that it is, as you say, it's just about love, and it doesn't matter whether it's between two men or a woman and a man. It's great that we've reached that point, thankfully, in 2013.
At the moment I'm filming a comedy called Chickens, which is set during the First World War. And it's called Chickens because it's about a group of guys who are the guys from the In-Betweeners, two of them, who are the only people not fighting in the war because they're chickens. So I'm one of the women in the village, and my husband's died.
So it's quite tragic. It's a drama, not a comedy.
Tragic comedy. It's very funny. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to wait. And
I cannot imagine this. When will it be on?
I think it's on in like September time.
That sounds really, really exciting. I will definitely have that. So Chickens.
Chickens, Sky One.
How do you cope with that, not knowing what's coming next? What's your mantra?
Oh my goodness, I was just talking to Zara, who's in the cast of Beautiful Thing. She's saying, oh my goodness, you never know when you're going to work again, and it's stressful and it's hard, but it's also exciting. And I think not knowing is kind of, yeah, it's fun. And I'm sure you've just got to accept that what will be, and the right role will come up, so.
Can you be a bit of a drama queen with your agent, or are you quite chilled? I'm
rubbish with my agent. I just kind of wait for the phone to ring. In fact, I should be more proactive and ring up and say, where's my role? Why am I not doing this? But I don't do that at all. But I kind of have the confidence in knowing that the right project will work out, hopefully.
Absolutely. How are you going to kind of spread the word of this play? You really kind of moved by it and do you want to tell people?
I'm going to tweet about this play. I'm not very good on Twitter, but I will tweet about it. And yeah, I'm going to tell everyone. I think it's going to really, really be a big hit. I have a funny feeling it will be back in the West End.
I'm sure.
The standing ovation you got at the end of the night said it all. It was brilliant. And I haven't seen a play in a while where I've just actually genuinely, from start to finish, been completely with it.
There's always the awkward moment at the end of a play when you think, are we, or shall we not, or shall we stand up, or shall we sit down? And with that, there was an absolute, almost moving sensation. We all rose on our feet.
A resounding wow, and the acting was amazing, and I think the subject matter as well. I think there isn't much out there that touches upon you know, young people coming out and being accepted for being gay, which in 2013, it's like, come on.
Come on now, catch up.
Yeah, exactly, so.
Well, thank you for talking to us. Good luck with Chickens. I'll keep my eye out.
Pleasure.
Really emotional. I was crying. Like an idiot.
Is that because does it kind of strike a chord with your own personal life?
Well, no, not really, because my coming out story was different. I was raised by two women. Coming out for me was really easy. But for some reason, there was still something that resonated. I think an audience that isn't necessarily a gay audience would still get it. You know, it's still a beautiful love story. You know, that's enough to get me in bits. You really feel for those characters. I mean, he does great character work, and there's something about, you know, these boys that are just, you know, discovering stuff in a really pure and innocent way, and in an environment which is, you know, not necessarily supportive. And I think that still exists nowadays. I think it's still really relevant. It doesn't seem to have dated. I thought it might be quite dated when I saw it, in a charming kind of nostalgic way, being 20 years old, you know. But actually, I think it still feels really relevant.
Would it have a say in the kind of gay marriage debate that's going on at the minute?
Maybe. I mean, it's a basic love story, and it's I suppose it affirms the idea that gay people fall in love in the same way that straight people fall in love. And the emotions are the same, and the connection is the same, and therefore, you know, why shouldn't we have the same rights and equality? You know, why shouldn't we have the equal status as straight couples? Because the emotions are the same.
Would it have a say in the kind of gay marriage debate that's going on at the minute?
Maybe. I mean, it's a basic love story, and it's I suppose it affirms the idea that gay people fall in love in the same way that straight people fall in love, and the emotions are the same, and the connection is the same, and therefore, you know, why shouldn't we have the same rights and equality? You know, why shouldn't we have the equal status as straight couples? Because the emotions are the same. And also, the great thing about theatre is it's very powerful. You know, it's a really powerful thing. You know, I've not seen the film in many years. The film was, you know, amazing. But something about seeing it in the theatre is just suddenly, you know, I remember kind of sitting there watching it going, I'm really enjoying this, I'm really enjoying this. And at some point, like it was like in first act, and I just went like that, bang.
It hits you in a way that film is distant.
I was like, oh my God, and I was in bits, you know. It's a really lovely piece. I'm glad I got a chance to see it.
So will you really spread the word about this play now, having seen it?
Definitely, I'm going to tell lots of people to come and see it. I mean, anyone's going to enjoy it. It was also really fun, you know, really funny.
It was hilarious.
It's really funny, the writing's really smart, the dialogue's great, the characters. I mean, the characters are so well drawn that you don't have to do that much with the characters in order to really feel something. And that's a sign of great character work. You know, if you have boring characters that you don't really care that much about, you have to chuck them off bridges and make them do extreme things in order to really feel anything, and actually that doesn't even work. You know, when you have characters that you care about that much, you know, the slightest thing that happens to them makes you feel really emotional, and you really want to protect them and you want to look after them.
Even whether they sleep top to tail or at the same end of the bed, you're just right there, aren't you, with them?
Just that little moment where he turns around and he's all right.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's adorable. It's adorable.
Tell me what you're up to at the minute. Are you writing any new music?
Yes, I've just finished my 4th album. So it's been mixed at the moment. It's going out in October. And we have a tour in October and November, which is for the new record. I'm signed to BMG Records now, so got a new record deal, brand new start for us. But I've also been working on a musical theatre show and various other...
Wow, there's so much to talk about there. What's the musical theatre show?
So me and my mate Tom. Tom's a TV writer, a guy called Tom McRae, really talented TV writer. He writes Doctor Who, and he's got a show called Threesome on Comedy Central. And we met, you know, a year and a half ago, and we kind of mentioned to each other that we like the idea of doing a musical, and neither of us had done it. I mean, I write pop music, he writes TV, and he writes movies and things. And neither of us had done that, and we thought this is going to be quite a nice thing for us to both do. So we've been working on that. We're away this weekend working on it, and we're quite inspired. It's going to be exciting. We're going to workshop it over the summer and then see how it goes.
Do you want to bring it to the West End?
Yeah, of course I do.
And what's it about, in a nutshell?
It's about men. It's about men, and it's a comedy, and it's about what it is to be a man in the modern age, I suppose.
So women are going to want to see it so they can understand men more.
Also, and really hot guys in it. So.
And to do that, to drool over them. And then guys are going to want to see it to get to know themselves more too.
Well, I think it's the kind of musical that guys are going to enjoy. You know, because not just the gays and the girls. It's a kind of musical that...
The blokes
will like as well, because it's about them, and it's not in any way patronising or condescending, and it's not saying... You know, it's not really got a message or such. It's just watching these guys and seeing how they handle it, you know? How they handle being in a bloody musical, you know? It's tough.
Now tell me just quickly about your album. So what's that going to sound like? Is it going to be different?
No, I just think it's going to be really... It's funny, I've been working with A&R Men ever since I made my first record. And there's nothing wrong with them, but I've just realised that I'm much better at writing when I haven't got someone to look over my shoulder. So it's a much more honest album than anything I've done in the last few years. I wrote it after I left Island Records and before I signed with BMG. So I wrote it in the gap, and I've realised it's quite a good thing to do. You know, you have no one looking over your shoulder. You make the record and then you find out where you want it to go, what home you want it to go to. BMG Records are brilliant, and we're just working with them now, promoting it. But they haven't really been involved in the writing or the production or that kind of stuff. We did that all ourselves, and it feels great. It feels like our first record again. Yeah, just not affected by anyone. You know, we just it's a very truthful record. It feels like the most truthful record I've done in years.
And when will it be out?
October.
October, so I've got to wait quite a while. My birthday's in October then, I'll get it as a present.
Well, yeah, because we're mixing it at the moment, and then you've got that awful summer bit where no one does anything. So you've got to wait for the summer holidays. But we'll have singles and stuff on the radio before then.
Well, I look forward to hearing them, and go enjoy the party. Glad you like the play.
Blown away by tonight. No, really, really, really blown away. And I know the film, and I just loved it, and I thought the most incredible performances, and all of them. I have, honestly, in the West End, I haven't seen anything so truly perfect in years and years and years. And they're moments of silence that captured the audience like nothing, and it's very frightening for an actor to hold silence. I could rave about this for hours, so tell me to shut.
Ditto, I feel the same. I think, and part of the beauty of it is that because it's West End, we think it's going to be all jazz hands, but it is. It's so simple and so raw and so real.
Yeah, it was very raw, very real, very poignant, especially today, and it stands up today. And for me to know some of the actors in it, I didn't know what to say to them. And suddenly my vocabulary slipped, and I just swore at them to say congratulations.
Just elaborate a bit on what you mean by today. What is it about today that you feel sort of ties in with that play so much?
I work for the BBC, so I can't get too political about my beliefs about Margaret Thatcher and what I would have done. But I just think it's very poignant that it all completely stands up today, in the present day, in 2013, absolutely still works. But at the end, the quintessential story is that it's a story about love, and I think we all need to applaud love, and it was incredible. The performances were amazing, the direction, Nikolai Foster is an amazing director, the set, I don't think something's blown me away quite so much in the West End, and I love musical theatre, and I saw Peter and Alice, and that also blew me away. But there's something raw and beautiful about this that I will take away from tonight.
And how about in terms of this as a film? What does the play bring that the film couldn't quite bring to the script?
If I told you that the film's in my top 10 favourite films, and this play made the film in my bottom 20, that's how much the play increased my love of the film. Does that make sense, of the people?
It was absolutely stunning.
I loved it. I was moved. I laughed. I didn't feel guilty for laughing. I believed every single character. I thought Saran was incredible. I don't want to go home because I don't want tonight to end because it blew me away.
Do you think this play could actually do things for people who perhaps are...
Yes. So many of my gay friends who are here tonight, yes, there is a gay audience, and hallelujah for that they said this film did so much for them, and the story did so much for them. And to meet the writer tonight, I went a bit wobbly and silly. But it's not sensationalized. It's very true and very raw.
But even for people that are the opposite end of the spectrum, who just aren't okay with this at all, do you think seeing it in such a real way, a boy telling his mum that actually he is gay, is that going to change people's perspective on this issue, do you reckon?
I hope it does. Let's celebrate New Zealand today. That's what today is about, celebrating what happened in New Zealand. Please God, it happens around the world. I'm very, very open about the fact that I think that there should be gay marriage. I think there should be equal rights. I hate the fact that I have gay friends who still to this day feel that they can't come out to their family. That ridiculous comment that some of my best friends are gay, and they are. And does it matter what somebody's sexuality, what their religion, what their colour is? This is about love.
Love, love, love. And what are you doing at the minute, Gabby?
I do my Saturday show. So Saran was on the Saturday show a couple of weeks ago, and I celebrate theatre actually because it's my love. So I do that, and I'm working on 2 TV projects.
Can you tell us more about the TV projects? That sounds exciting.
Oh, but one of the people that I'm in a meeting with at the moment is here tonight, so it's a secret, but it's very exciting. It's nice. to go back to TV because I love it. I've been doing radio for many years now, but I love TV.
See the face again. When will we see it then? Can you tell us that?
I better go now.
Okay. Well, the message from tonight definitely is it's all about love. Doesn't matter whether it's gay or not. Love is the thing. So make sure you come down, check it out, come and see Beautiful Thing at the Arts Theatre. It truly is amazing. From me, Rachel Marlene, you've been watching Red Carpet News. See you soon.